I'm Whitney, if nobody knows me. But so when Daniel asked me to speak like last August, I'm like, sure, and now it's here. February seems so far away, but that's actually a good thing. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this. But I guess I'm going to start. I guess one of my identifiers, you'd say, is I like to use a lot of exclamation points when I email or text. And I don't know how I really came to do that. I think it's because somehow I got this weird idea in my head that if I just use a period, that might mean like I'm angry, and I don't want people to think I'm angry. So even a normal sentence, like exclamation point, that means I'm smiling. And I also tend to get really excited about little insignificant things, I guess. So a couple of years ago, in this just random notebook, I started making this list of things I love. I don't know why I started it. I'm a very visual person, and I like to write things down. So I started this list of things that make me excited and that make me happy. And it's really random. It's anything from running in the rain, daisies, breakfast for dinner in the Commons. I don't know why that's so exciting, but breakfast food at night is so much better than breakfast food in the morning. And flannel. The lilac bushes are on campus in the spring are some of my favorites. And of course, Afterglow is one of the things I love most. And that list is over 11 pages now because I've kept it for several years. And I read it whenever I'm feeling down or stressed or just worried, and because it reminds me of everything that makes me happy. And a couple of weeks ago, I was actually in it was just this one night, I was just throwing all these negative thoughts through my head. I was doubting everything. And a couple of friends actually helped me out a lot. But then I went back to my room and I started reading this list of all these things I love. And it actually made me laugh because I noticed a couple of things. I tend to repeat things. Like over the years, the stuff I really love, I guess I keep repeating. And recently I'd written back massages with a passion. And of course passion is like capitalized and underlined and exclamation pointed. That's a word. And I think I wrote that because Kendra Petrie gives the best back massages in the world. But then I flipped back several pages, so it was like years ago. And there it was again, exact same wording, exact same underlining and capitalization, back massages with a passion. So clearly I love those a lot. But I also noticed that lots of my favorite memories and things that I love involve laughter. And I think laughter is so important to me because I feel like it's a part of all like the human connection and making that bond with people. And not that you're immediately friends once you laugh together, but I feel like it starts that connection. So it's really important. So I have a story, and this was just last New Year's Day. My family was at my grandma's church in Eagleville celebrating Christmas, and my sister Ashley and I were standing next to each other, which is probably never a good idea in church. And we were singing this unfamiliar hymn that we didn't know at all. And Ashley, she sings really loud, and she's really good, so that's fine. Not that it's not fine to sing really loud if you're not good. But at one perfect break in the song, when everyone was silent, she sang this really terrible note so loud, and it was awful. And I'm sure most people didn't notice, and I probably should have just ignored it and kept singing. But I just snuck one little glance at her, and our eyes met, and that's all it took. Because we tend to have these laughing episodes, and I call them an episode because it's more than just like your usual laughing really hard. Episode is like fall on the ground, red faces, crying, and you can't talk because you're laughing so hard, and on more rare occasions you lose control of other bodily functions. But so that could not happen in church, clearly. But so since we couldn't, I think God would appreciate it when we laugh in church and have a good time, but I don't think the church members would appreciate that very much. So we just gripped the railing, and our bodies were shaking so hard we were trying not to laugh, and I was actually crying, like I had real tears running down my cheeks in church, and our bodies were just shaking, and we tried to sing again, but then we just couldn't. That just made everything worse. But luckily it was the last song, so we just bolted out of church, we made it to the parking lot, and then we just lost it. And it was just those, and Ashley informed me that she did in fact pee just a little bit, but it's those moments, like those little moments, that I think are my favorite and that I cherish the most, because those are just the kind of, I love sitting down and heart-to-hearts and just talking about your feelings and like what's going on with you, and it just helps to share that burden. But I really love connecting with people through laughter, because in that moment you're just sharing pure joy and happiness, and at least for a little bit, a few 5 minutes you're laughing, that's like all you can think about, and everything else just goes away for a little bit. And it's also, I think, those moments I feel closest to God too, because when I feel close to people, I feel close to God. And I've had countless memories like this since I've come to Graceland, of course. I mean, I think I've always loved to laugh, of course. But since I've come to Graceland, I feel like I'm more open with it because we just have this amazing environment that I think is made for sharing and laughing and doing crazy things. And sometimes I feel like you laugh just because you're laughing at someone else's laugh. Like, if anyone has ever laughed with Emily or Gage or Patrick, then you know that... like that. Then you know that the laughter just keeps going because their laughs are so unique and distinguished that you just have to laugh along. But I think laughter, besides just the joy part of it, laughter for me has been important because it also helps through tougher times. In high school, I had every class with all my best friends, which of course is the best. But our favorite class was calculus, not because I like math, but because we liked working together and we all loved our teacher. And we were like the kids she never had, and so she'd bring us random treats, like for Valentine's Day, and just random, oh, I baked this, so I thought I'd bring it to your class. We're like, okay. And then on March 14th, 3/14, we celebrated Pie Day, P.I., with real pie that we ate. And so she was just the best. But that July, after we graduated, she died from a heart attack. And my parents, they are both teachers, so they had taught with her for years, so naturally they were going to the funeral. But I guess, I don't know, I wanted to be with my friends, the people that had known her the way I had. And so 9 of us piled into a very small minivan, because it was like the bucket chair kind. It wasn't the what's it called, the seat kind? Bench, that's the word, the bench kind. But I'm the mom of the group, don't worry, so I made sure everyone was buckled up somehow. But so 9 of us fit into here, and so we went to the funeral, and it was tougher than I guess I expected, but that's what friends are for, to hold your hand and pass the tissues. But then after the funeral, we went to Pizza Hut to eat lunch, and my friend who was driving just had to park right next to the state patrol car, even though we have like 9 kids in this overloaded van. But so we went inside and we ate and we just kind of took our time because we wanted to wait for the 2 patrol guys to leave so they wanted to see us all getting in the van. But they were not leaving, so finally we're like, well, we want to go home, so we're going to leave. So like 4 of us paid and went outside to wait, and then the rest of them just were in line still. And then finally we saw the 2 state trooper guys come out of Pizza Hut, and our friends were right behind them, so naturally, to be as subtle as possible, we throw open the van door, only the side away from the state patrol car, and we just start yelling at our friends to hurry up and get in the van. And they just sprinted past the patrol guys, and we all tried to fit in the van at the same time. And naturally, you can't fit in one door at the same time. So there was a lot of pushing and laughing, and we just went hysterical for 10 minutes straight. And we finally got everybody in, we slammed the door shut, and we just peeled out of the parking lot. And so there's no way the state patrol guys didn't see us do that. But apparently they don't care as much as we thought they would about overloading vans. So we made it out, and we just laughed for 10 minutes straight once we were in the car. And then we kind of all just stopped really suddenly, and there was that really awkward silence, like we shouldn't be laughing like this after, the funeral of someone we cared about a lot. But then one of my friends said, I bet she's happy we're laughing. And I'm sure they were right. And because Miss Shep, she had this really infectious laugh, and so I'm pretty sure she would have laughed too. But I don't think laughter didn't make all the sadness go away or didn't make us automatically happy, but in those few moments, it just, I think we all really needed that. And I was just grateful, and it gave perspective to our lives, and I was just grateful to be laughing like that with people that I all cared about, even though we were hurting. So ever since then, I guess I've been a big believer in laughter being the best medicine. But I guess my challenge to all of you this week, this month, or the rest of your life, whenever, is to, of course, laugh at every opportunity, and appreciate and get excited about the little things, the little moments in life that maybe are totally insignificant and don't mean a thing, but I think they're the ones that matter. I saw on Pinterest a couple days ago, it was this quote, I don't remember the exact thing, but it was enjoy the little things in life because one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things. And I think that's so true. And I'm sure many of you have heard of the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. But my absolute favorite chapter is called Look for the Extraordinary in the Ordinary. And I feel like that's kind of the motto of my life, is just looking for the ways to enjoy the little things in life.